I mean, such things actually need to explore more and more. The people know how to create simple screens, how to create few web pages, how to code they know, but that is not all. You have to know more and more about the inner details of the .NET framework, how internally they are working. See, for taking off, it may take a little time, but that is going to be solid takeoff, I can say. When you understand all such concepts internally, how things are happening, very much confidently you can work. That is required. Many people they are doing outside. They create some page, some form, some control they put, but how it is working internally, what is the, I mean, overall, what is the architecture, they don't understand clearly. Without understanding also, they are trying to do something, but that is not right way. So it may take little more time when you learn, but ultimately you learn everything in the perfect manner. That's what is required. So just go through those things. What I was saying yesterday, the app domain. Then other thing is like what is an application, what is the process. Then similarly, what is a garbage collector. You have to understand these details. Then other thing is what is a thread. Thread based coding we need to do. So thread is a little complicated one. In fact, multiple threads. We have actually multiple processes, multiple threads. These are all little bit complicated, but you can do with them. So you have to work with that, just like the recursion. How recursion is, the threading is also going to be. Writing code with thread is easy, but understanding the details inside the thread is going to be little bit tougher. Then similarly, today we are going to work with the interfaces. We haven't done anything with the interface, I think. So we create an interface. That interface we have to extend. I've given an idea what is interface yesterday. In the given mail, I have written what an interface exactly is. Interface is basically the method signatures you have in that. So whatever contract is actually trying to implement interface has to provide the methods, total code. When you write, when you create an interface, in that you don't have complete code like this thing. Interface iGeometry I have written, and here what it is exactly, just specification of the method. Method name is what here? Bool save as object string str file name. Like this I have written it. In this interface iGeometry, bool save as object string str file name. So this is the specification. Just specification is this. So this must be implemented by appropriate class. In the iGeometry, I have made it like this, save as object. Okay, the advantage of this is, you write this interface, then after that you try to bind this interface with the say circle, with rectangle. One more thing is what? With square. So whenever you try to implement this interface, you need to supply code for them. The coding part of this save as object can differ from circle to rectangle, rectangle to square, because what you save in a circle is going to be different from what you save in a rectangle, and what you save in a other thing is what square is going to be differing. So therefore, in the iGeometry interface, first of all, you declare the signature. The same signature has to be implemented by in all the corresponding classes, and this is called as here abstract method. This method is called abstract because we don't have here complete code. We have seen some time back what is an abstract class and what is a concrete class, and what is exactly abstract method. In the abstract method we don't supply code, but in the concrete method we are going to supply code. We have seen that. Similar to that, we have here interface iGeometry. It's only mere interface. It's a mechanism. We try to write some kind of contract. Who has to fulfill the contract? The appropriate class who is inheriting it has to fulfill the contract. That means the particular class has to be supplying code for this save as object. So that we have done with the circle class. Interface iGeometry, bool save as object, and when we come to this here, what we have done, we have gone to circle. In the circle we have written like this: public bool save as object string str file name. Like this we have defined it. Public bool save as object, and you can find code inside this. We have written code like this: bool br value is false, file string we created, binary format we created. With the help of that we are trying to serialize it. So this is exactly the interface is. Interface is basically, it is a mechanism. With the help of that, you declare the methods. You never write code for it. Method declaration is something like this: return type of the method, followed the method name, and whatever parameters you want to put, you can put in the parenthesis. Then after that, you put a semicolon. You put at the end a semicolon. This is called as a method declaration. We call this a method declaration. This method we are going to invoke in the class. This which class it is? In the circle class we are going to do it, because the circle is actually implementing it. If you come to circle, the circle is implementing here the iGeometry interface. See, class circle geometry, it's implementing here geometry. Class circle colon geometry, it means the geometry interface has to be implemented by here circle class. A circle class is implementing this geometry interface for us. This is nothing but constructor. This another constructor, one more constructor we had here, and x coordinate, y coordinate, then radius. These are what exactly? Property methods. We can call this as a property method or just properties. See, what is the difference between a property method and normal method? A normal method does have actually a set of parentheses at the end of the method name, or that may be containing some arguments like this. If you look at this circle, circle is what here? It's a constructor. At the same time, it's having some kind of parameters here. Its circle is nothing but constructor and called as a special method. It's a special method. So using that you can create object. Okay, this is called as a method. But when you look at this x coordinate, y coordinate, and radius, these cannot be called as methods. These can be called as your property methods. These are not ordinary methods. These are called as special methods, again called as property methods. They don't have any set of parentheses at the end of their name. It's meant for getting a value and setting a value. In the object you have a value. To retrieve the value, you can use x coordinate. At the same time, you can assign a new value, the given circle object, with the help of the x coordinate. So x coordinate, y coordinate, radius are going to be here the properties or the property methods. They can be called as properties or property methods. So using x coordinate, using y coordinate, using radius, you can be assigning or you can be retrieving values. You can assign value and you can retrieve value with the help of these property methods here. And inside this we have written set as well as get. And one more thing here, the area. This is what exactly? It's a method. Area is a method. After the name of the method, we have empty set of brackets here. Since you are not passing any parameters, so we don't put any parameter here. So this way we can write the methods. And if you look at the toString is defined within the object class. But here what we do, we are overriding it. Overriding meaning is new definition we are providing here. For this we provide a new definition. So return x equal to x dot toString, y equal to y dot toString, radius equal to radius dot toString. Like this we convert values and display. And here when you look at this, this is called as operator overloading. We overload the operator, and this overloading is called as binary operator overloading, because this requires here two operands, circle C1, circle C2, and whenever you overload an operator, it must be declared as a static method. This must be what exactly? Static. Public static circle operator plus circle C1, circle C2. When you take two circles C1 and C2, when you add them, you can get the third circle. This way we have written logic. Logic we have written in that way. You take circle 1, circle 2, add them, you can be getting third circle. So internally what we do? First circle x coordinate we take, second circle x coordinate we take, we add them, we put into third circle x coordinate. Similarly, take first circle y coordinate, second circle y coordinate, add them, you can get third circle y coordinate. Same with the radius. So like this here, this is what it is, a operator overloading feature. This is overloaded with plus operator. Okay. Similarly with plus plus also we overloaded, but this is what here, it's unary overloading. This is not binary overloading, because this requires here only one argument. We don't take two arguments, therefore this is called as here unary operator. This one is what? It is a binary operator. This is binary, and this one is what here? Unary operator. This can be called as here binary operator, and this can be called as here unary operator. So like this we have here. binary and this one is unary, because this requires here two arguments, this requires only one argument. Like this, even you can have n arguments. N array operator also you can make. More than two, more than three, more than four arguments also you can be having. That can be called as n array also. So plus plus is called as here unary operator, whereas plus is what here, it's a binary operator. This can work for add. This is going to work when you add two circles, it can give you third circle. And with this what happens? The coordinates of the given x you can increment by 1. At the same time, you can increase the radius also by 1. Like this we use here plus plus operator. By unity, when you want to increase the x coordinate, y coordinate radius, we can use here plus plus operator. And this is what here save as object. It's a normal method. Using given file name, we can be saving it. We save the given file name with the save as object. This is another method. You can be saving it. Okay. And one more thing is what here we have written a class called as method called as read object into memory here. Public virtual circle read object into memory. We have written this is what string str file name. So with this what happens, you can create here you can read the serialized object into memory. This is exactly object which got serialized some time back, we are reading into memory. So read object into memory, this is already object is available on the disk as serialized one that we can get back into memory with help of the read object into memory. Why this is written as virtual? The reason here is, in the case of circle, it should be circle. When you go to cylinder, it should be cylinder object. Because of that, we have kept this feature here. So public virtual circle read object into memory string str file name. So with this what happens? You can deserialize the given object. Given object can be cylinder or it can be circle. Okay, so in such cases, you can be deserializing this. Here the definition can change from circle to cylinder. Therefore, here we have written it as virtual. When you come to cylinder, what happens? We are going to make it as override. Come to here. Okay. Override this is. So with this, what happens? We are going to override the read object into memory. Here it is what read object into memory. Same we are going to override in this. This is overridden in the cylinder. In the cylinder we are going to override it, and this is called as overriding feature. When it is circle, it's going to give you circle object. When it is cylinder, it's going to give you cylinder object. Like this we can here deserialize. This is called as here deserializing. So we deserialize, and in the bottom we declared here one interface called as iGeometry. Here we declared the method save as object. So every class whichever is extending this iGeometry interface must supply code for it. It should be supplying code for this save as object. So here we have written interface, we use it like that. Any questions on this, please? Please try to discuss on this. Okay, polymorphism. When we come to, first of all, see, when you take plus, this is nothing but polymorphism here. We are providing one more form. Similarly, plus plus also if you take, it is nothing but polymorphism. Plus plus already defined in the C#. Here we are trying to create new definition for it. This is called as polymorphism. Here we call this as operator overloading. Whether it is overriding or overloading, it is nothing but polymorphism. Poly meaning is many, morphism means it can behave in many ways. So here therefore we say polymorphic. Plus plus is nothing but polymorphism, because already we have definition for plus plus in the C#. Using plus plus you can increment, you can decrement the integers. Okay, so here what is happening, same plus plus we use to increment the value of the circle here. This is also nothing but polymorphism. When it comes to plus, even this is a polymorphism here. Here also what we do, we take plus operator, we add two circles with that, we get a third circle. This is also nothing but here a polymorphism. Okay, and similarly, when it comes to say, when it comes to the version, like we have a circle. In the case of circle, here method name is circle, here also method name is circle. So it is a special method, as I told you, it does not return any value. Normally a method must be returning a value. If it is not returning value, at least we should mark it as void there. Void, we haven't kept here void. Reason, it's a special kind of method. It's a special method we are trying to create like that. Public circle, then it is in the first case no parameters. This is called as here default constructor. This one is parameterized constructor. So you have one name, you have another name. The method is for circle only, but it takes different set of parameters. Therefore, this is called as here again polymorphism, and we call this as overloading. This feature is called as overloading. It is called as here constructor overloading. We call this as constructor overloading. This is also nothing but polymorphism. It's behaving in different ways. When you don't pass arguments, it's going to execute this piece of code. But when you pass parameters, these values are going to be substituted. So like this, it's going to behave in different ways. That's why we call it as polymorphism here. So circle is actually here a constructor which is getting overloaded. And one more point to remember, a constructor takes same name as a class name. Whatever class name we kept here, same name we have to use. So therefore, this is exactly overloading. The circle is getting overloaded here. We have written like this, x equal to y equal to 0. Similarly here, x equal to x, y equal to y, radius equal to radius. And here also we have one more thing. Circle like this we have taken, and with this we created the constructors. There are three constructors, circle, circle and circle here, same name that is, but you have different set of parameters. Therefore, this is called as here polymorphism, having many forms, and this here called as overloading. We overloaded here the given constructor. Construct is a special method, so the method is being overridden here 3 times. So this is called as polymorphism. Similarly, when we come to here area and perimeter, area where this got declared, in fact, it got declared in the geometry interface. You come to geometry, not interface, geometry class, which is nothing but cannot be initialized. The class cannot be initialized here because this is an abstract class. Here we define an area method, other one is perimeter method. We have defined these two things. Okay, area method, perimeter, and area is returning a double value. Perimeter also should return here double value. Therefore, when we come to the circle here, we are overriding this one. Public override double area, return pi multiplied with radius multiplied with radius. So when you look at area, it is returning the value. When you take pi and multiply with radius 2 times, you get here the area. So this is what it is overriding. This feature we call it overriding. So the behavior can be changing here from the base class to child class. In the child class, we should override this. In the base class, if it is marked as abstract method, in the child class, we must override this. Same we do here. We come to the class here, we marked as abstract. If you look at geometry class, the area is marked as abstract. There is no concrete implementation for this. We don't have code for this. So only declaration we have, there is no code. Similarly with the perimeter, no code associated, just we have declaration. But here we supply code for it. So this feature is called as here overriding. This we can call as override. Area is overridden. Similarly perimeter also overridden. Okay, these must be overridden, area and perimeter. But when you come to circular version here, so get version, we cannot do anything with that. Fine. Then here I am defining one more method called as toString. ToString is part of the object class itself. So all objects, all rest of the classes come from the object. Therefore already the object toString is defined. Suppose if you want to define with your own way, in such cases you must override. So toString we are overriding in this. Public override string toString, this is called as here overriding. We have overridden this particular thing. This feature is called as overriding. So and this one is also called as overriding. Overriding basically redefines the method which is available in the base class. Okay, overloading meaning is what? Same method multiple times it appears with different set of parameters, that is called as overloading. Method overloading, and one more thing is what? Operator overloading. We have two features. So operator overloading we have seen for plus as well as for plus plus. But in the case of method overloading, we have seen for area, we have seen for perimeter, we have seen for the toString here. So for these, we have written the overloading as well as overriding. Then in the case of this get circular version, in the child class, this can be overridden again. Public virtual string get circular version. This you can override in the child class. If you take child class in the child class, this can be overridden. Take get circular version in the child class, you can override that. So come to cylinder. In the cylinder, we are overriding it. See, get circular version, we have overridden in this. So this way, we have overriding, overloading, both with the operators as well as with the methods. Any questions more, please? Mahmoud, any questions, please?
Not so far.
Mansoor, you have any questions, please?
Just, I have no question regarding this, but I just like to know how to use, how to enable the window local variable to check like breakpoint and F10.
Okay.
You see the
Yes, yes. I'll show that.
use
See,
small window.
I right click here. Just see. Right click here. Then
That
go to the
13
breakpoint.
Visual Studio.
Yes, see. In the Visual Studio itself, I want to debug this. Debugging is a process with that what is happening in the program line by line you can check. When you execute program, how the program is behaving, how variables are getting populated, you can check actually using debug feature. Debug is nothing but you can check line by line. Okay, so whatever method you want to debug, in that method you can keep a breakpoint and line by line you can be checking how they are getting affected, different variables you can check. So let me insert here breakpoint first of all. In the very first line itself, I try to insert a breakpoint. Go with breakpoint, then insert breakpoint here. Okay, now a red mark is coming for us here. The next thing what we do, we click on start debugging. You can go to debug and start debugging by pressing F5, you can do it. Okay, by pressing F5, you start doing this particular thing here. 1 minute, where are the errors? Let me first clear the errors. Somewhere it's showing errors. Something I think modified due to that. Okay. Correct, this is wrong. Now see here what is happening. You can see arrow mark like this. You have an arrow mark. You have immediate window here. You have locals. All local variables you can see here. Are you seeing here local variables in the bottom? You can see the local variables. Object C, object C1, C3, C4, file path. Everything is coming up for us here. This is called as a locals window. Local meaning is in the main method, whatever variables are available, you can see them here. You can see all them here. You have ARGS, object C, object C1, then C3, C4, file path and C. All these are nothing but different variables. Just see in this program where the variables are declared. ARGS is nothing but part of the main method in the command line applications. This is available automatically for us. When you look at object C, we are only declaring, therefore it's available here. Similarly, we have here object C1, then C3 is available here, C4 is available here. We have a file path also. Then similarly, we have a C also here. Like this, we have declared many variables. You can see them here. When you start debugging, it can be coming up for us. It can be coming up for us here. So like this, you can see the locals window. All this is nothing but locals window. One by one, you can see in this. Right now, there are no command line arguments. We are not passing any command line arguments. Therefore, it does not contain any arguments for us. Okay. But when you look at object C, this is not initialized so far.
Sorry to interrupt you. I got that, but I not got that one local window, that one under the need. How I got that?
Just a minute. Here, see, you can go to
that
this.
Local window. I
Yes.
need.
Local window you are getting here. Okay, you are not getting it. Fine. So, just a minute. Then I close this local window here. I close everything. Okay. Breakpoint to take this. Add watch. Not this one. Just a minute. Go to debug. In the debug. Okay.
I think.
Just a minute. Continue. Test to process exceptions, quick watch, toggle breakpoint, delete breakpoints. Options settings we have here. Go to this, and here view all call hierarchy. Outlining. If you come to this, okay. Local window you have to get. Here you have see breakpoint. Okay. Location condition you have here. Condition is kind. No, it's not available here. Somewhere they are available. Add parallel watch, quick watch. You can see very quickly this thing. Need to see here parallel watch. No, parallel watch is not. We don't require. Okay, somewhere it's going to be available on the toolbar or somewhere probably display. Standard toolbar options. Okay, correct database attached to process. We don't have anything like that. Team. Come to debug Windows. Here in the Windows you can find C. Mansoor.
Yes.
You can see here.
Hello.
Under locals. Yeah, it is Windows. Under debug.
Yeah, but it's 2013 is 2013. I don't find it. Anyways, okay, I will try. Yeah.
You can come into locals here. You're getting the local window. Whatever type of window you want to open, you can open. You need to explore more and more because version to version we have few changes. In fact, 2010 to 2012 to
Okay.
2013, 2013 to latest version is 2014. They are going to release 2015 also within no time. In a couple of months actually they are going to release 2015. So that is also going to be available to you. Then here, this is exactly circle objc equal to new circle 10 10 21 like this. It is now when you press right now actually the values are null values for us because object is not created so far. So here object is not created. Just press F10 here. Object will be now to go to the next statement. We need to press F10 on the keyboard. You need to press F10. With that you go to the next statement. Now object C you have like this. If you look at this, you can get the data inside this now. Showing you the radius, how much it is 21. This is x coordinate is 21, y coordinate is 21. It's showing. One is what private variable this is, and this is when you look at this, the radius is called a private variable, and the spanner symbol you have, this is called as a radius. It is a property method. This is a property method, and this is what exactly a private variable. Radius is property method. This radius is what here? Private variable. So using property method, we can access internal data of the radius. Okay. So like this you have here. Similarly, whenever you come down here, you have even static members. That is what pi. Static meaning is here. This cannot be modified. Once you assign value, this cannot be modified. This is part of the circle here. In the circle, that value is available for us. Similarly, it's showing you like this object C1, C3, C4. So in the current method, whatever variables are available, they can be shown. All these are called as here local variables. Okay, these are called as here local variables. Which in the main method, these variables are. But when you come to the say circle, in the case of circle here, inside the circle you have a radius, you have x coordinate, you have y coordinate. These are nothing but local to the circle object. Here when you look at this say object C, then C3, then C4, all these are local variables within the main method. When you are writing main method, these variables are available to you. These are available in the main method. So they can be called as local variables to this particular main method. Okay, but when you look at the object C1 or object C, so inside the object you have data, x coordinate, y coordinate, radius. So they can be members of the given object there, circle object. But these are what exactly within the main method, all these locals are available for us. So normally when you look at the members or variables, they can be local to class, they can be local to method, or they can be local to the curly braces. Within the curly braces, if you define a variable, as long as the code is running in the curly braces, the variables are available. But once you come out from that, it will not be available. I'll demonstrate that. Here what I do, try to put one curly braces. Set of curly braces, I want to put here itself. Like this, see, put here curly braces this way, followed by inside this, I write int ABC equal to some 100 I put here. Okay. Similarly, I put here int PQR equal to 200. Then I put here int add equal to ABC plus PQR. Like this, I am trying to set some kind of data inside this. Now let me start running. Okay, let me start running here. So ABC, PQR and add. Let me start debugging this. Now you cannot find any such variables here. But as I proceed, come to this. Now I am getting here, see ABC, PQR and add I am getting. These are what? This object C is available within the curly braces, but ABC will not be available outside the scope of the curly braces. Once we come out from the curly braces, these variables will not be available. So they can be called as here local variables, local within the curly braces only. These are called as block level variables. You can declare block variables at the class level, at the method level, at the block level. Okay, at the method level you can declare variables, at the class level you can declare, even you can declare at the block level. This is called as block level variables. You can see the locals window completely in the bottom. ABC, PQR, add, these are available to you. But once you come out from the block, these will not be available. So press like this, and once you come out, they disappear. You can see in the locals window. Can you see them? You cannot see. That means what? They disappear totally from the now locals window, because they are part of the code block. The code block you are making using curly braces, starting curly brace and closing curly brace. So like that you created a code block. So as long as the control is in code block, the variables are alive. But once you come out from code block, the variables will not be available to you. So like this, the variables, whatever you declare can be, the scope can be, for entire class or for entire method, or it can be only for the code block where you have defined it. Like this, the variables you can declare. Sandeep, are you seeing this?
Yeah.
So understood difference between a method level variable and a block level variable. Scope of the block level variable is going to be limited to only the curly braces. Within the curly braces you have. outside the scope of curly braces, they will not be available. Yeah. Please discuss like this, more points you try to raise.
Yeah, I was reading your email that you sent us. Um, I was not sure. I don't know if you went over last week about application and application domain.
Yes.
Can you go over the difference between that application and application domain? Because I was having a hard time. Maybe I'm new to this language. That's why I'm
No,
having
no,
a
I
hard
mean,
time
we
understanding.
discuss later on about those, but you try to gather some information on that first. More and
Okay.
more, in the Google, you can try, you can get a lot of information on that. So just try to understand. We'll discuss definitely about what is the app domain, what is the application, what is the process, what is the thread. We discuss in detail about that. What is the process
Okay.
boundary. So we are going to discuss about that. But before that, you just go through this. You just go through that, try to understand. Because in the future what happens, you may get such concepts more and more. Okay, so you should be in a position to grasp yourself also such subjects, they are required. So that's why what I'm saying, just go through that, try a few times, some 3 times, 4 times, 10 times. The very first time you may not follow this, because this is not any application like MS Word or MS Excel or PowerPoint. Okay, so if it's some MS Word, MS Access or something like MS Excel, when you read one time, you can grasp, you can understand. But this is a programming language, out of which you have to make many such applications. So definitely these have got so much depth when compared with that. They are mere tools. Using tool is different, learning programming language is different, because using programming language we are going to make such tools. This is a tool mechanism, tool making devices, I can say. So you need to know so many concepts. You require a lot of patience also in this. One time if you read, you can't easily understand that. You need to struggle with that. You have to try so much, then you understand. Okay, so concepts may be a little cryptic, they may not be so straightforward, but we need to read number of times, we should try to ultimately conquer that. We discuss about that, but you try sometimes, you understand definitely what is exactly the application domain, what is an application, what is exactly a process, what is a thread, you can definitely understand. We are going to do thread based. Threads, where do we use? I have given you the application. So dropping letters. Dropping it is basically, I told you in the bottom you need to have a bar. One by one letter should be falling down and they should clear the bar. The game, I was talking about game. There you must use thread concept. Threading concept, with the help of that we can be doing it. We'll do it. But before that, just try what are threads exactly, what is a circle, what is a application domain, what is an application, what is a process. Try to understand them. Little R&D you need to do that. Then you can learn definitely them. Just try with Google. You find a lot of information. Try to understand that. Understanding may be a little bit difficult because you are new to this, but slowly you should be getting habituated to that. Then definitely in the future also becomes easy for you. Because things can be emerging like this only. Today we have one concept, tomorrow there can be another concept. We should be in a position to grasp very quickly ourselves. So reading is the only way. By reading definitely we can become proficient in that. So here this is what a locals window we opened. Using locals window we are trying to see the data which is available inside this. Okay. Now next thing what I do, I just try to show you a extension method. I try to show you one extension method. Extension method is a method. Normally what happens when you define a class, to the class you can associate certain methods. Suppose here I have a string like this. String s equal to, I may put ABC, like this I am making a string. Just try to understand this concept. We have a string s equal to ABC. Now s dot when I put here, I can get so many such methods already written for us. Like this, there are so many methods available for us. You can see here. A method icon is going to be something like this. A method icon is going to be something like this. You can see here method which looks like this. This is called as a method. Okay. Similarly, this is called as a property or property method. You can see a spanner symbol you have. This is called as property or property method. Similarly, when you come down here, so different types of symbols we can be seeing. Okay, different types of symbols we are going to be seeing. This is called as a extension method. Zip is nothing but extension method. Okay, so one such extension method I would like to do here in the string. the method which is not available right now, this is predefined one. As far as circle is concerned, as far as string is concerned, already string has been defined by the Microsoft Corporation itself. They have defined the string, what exactly string, what operations you can perform with the string, they have been defined already. But now what I do, I just try to introduce a new concept called as here abbreviation. Suppose a sentence is given, for that sentence one should find the abbreviation. One should find abbreviation for that. So this way I want to create an extension method for the given string there. To the given string, I want to define an extension method. Right now, the abbreviation is not available here. If you look at this, nowhere you find the abbreviation. Can you see anywhere abbreviation here? There is no method like abbreviation here. But now what I do, I define a new method like extension method. That method you can make available with this. So such concept is called as extending methods or extension methods. You can write a method, that method you can associate with the existing type. The type may be user-defined type or it may be predefined. String is what predefined. So with the associated string, I want to create here an extension method and I want to use here with the string. Getting my point here? I want to define a method called as abbreviation. So when you associate that with the string, automatically it should be giving you the string abbreviation. Right now we don't have any method like abbreviation with a given string. If you look at this, these are the predefined methods. String is a predefined class. Okay, but still I can create my own method, I can associate with the given string. This is called as a extension method. I can make here extension method. So here these are the methods available to you, already available. I can make my own method, I can associate the method with the string. So like that I can make an extension method to the string class. Therefore here in this, try to define some new class I create in this. I can create here a new class. Try to put this as here string extensions. I want to create a new class called as string extensions. Okay, and inside this I try to declare public static, this one is string followed by abbreviation, this followed by string s1, like this. I can be making here a class called as abbreviation here. One more bracket we require here. So it is not returning any method. Here public static string abbreviation, this string s1 have written. Now in this I can define string tokenizer. Okay, so string array I have in this. What I do in this s1 dot split I can use here. Sorry, string this is equal to s1 dot split I can put here. It's a split method followed by space. I just want to split this. I'm going to split this particular thing here. Next thing I declare here string builder sb, this is equal to a new string builder. I can make like this. One by one from the string now I retrieve, then I try to append to string builder in this. I use here for each loop, then here I put string s in s1, not s1, this is abbrb. One by one I can retrieve, then I try to append to sb. Then sb dot now append followed by I just put S here. Okay. SB of SB dot, sorry, append S dot char S of here 0. Very first character we take an append here. At the end of this, I would like to return this. Return followed by SB dot toString. So like this, I created here extension methods. That method I need to use now. I have created here a new class called as string extensions. I created here string extensions followed by, I defined here public static string abbreviation. This string S1 like this I have defined. Now let me come to geometry with classes here. I come to program.cs. In this, I try to use now s dot okay. The string s1 we have written. We put like this. Okay. Static string abbreviation. This string s1 we have written. Okay. Something like 1, 2, 3 we take s1 dot. This time we got abbreviation. Okay. So whatever extension methods you write, they must be part of the static class first of all. We need to mark the class as static. In the static class, we must define here static methods. Static classes cannot be instantiated. They can be containing only the libraries again. They can be containing just libraries, public static class, string extensions, and here we define an abbreviation called this method. Now this method can be applicable with the given the string here. String s1 equal to 1, 2, 3 we have written. Suppose you don't have this. If you don't have here when you look with the s1 dot, now when you put abbreviation, it is available for us. This method is automatically available for us. Suppose you comment this here, you remove this, the static you remove, this will not be available for us. So it is not available now with this. If you look at S1 dot, try with the abbreviation, you are not getting it. Okay, so this method is not right now available, but when you look at this and when you change this as static, in such cases it is available. So like this you can define the methods. Suppose your application requires on the string data some special operations. Okay, those operations, they are not available as part of the general string, but such features you want to implement only in your application. It should not be available outside, but with the same existing string class you want to make it available. Therefore, in such cases you can define like this some extension methods. First of all, create a class as static class, public static class string extensions. Like this, you can put any other name also. Whatever name you would like to put, you can put there. But it's part of the current namespace. What is the namespace we have here? Geometry with classes is the namespace. In this namespace, we define a new class called as string extensions. We define a new class called as string extensions. This is containing here a method called as abbreviation. You find a method called as abbreviation in this. The class is what exactly? String extensions. It's part of the namespace called as geometry with classes. Geometry with classes is the namespace. In that you define a method called as string extensions. This is the class name, and geometry with class is the namespace. Here you have string extensions class. So in this class we define a method called as abbreviation. So this method now we can use with the existing string class. With the existing string class, this method can be used. So here now come to this geometry with classes, with the program.cs. Then in this, let us try to use that. Here instead of putting 1, 2, 3, I can write national thermal power, then followed by corporation I put here. Like this I am trying to make an abbreviation I want to print here. Now write console.write line. You can use it console.write line. Then S1 dot, you can use now abbreviation. With the help of this, you can be finding the abbreviation of the given sentence there. Now it should give me here NTPC. It should be printing for us NTPC when you run. So are we getting anything like NTPC here? We are getting NTPC, the abbreviation we got here. The radius is 49. After that it shows here NTPC, National Thermal Power Corporation. Like that it's printing for us. So like this you can write the methods. These are called extension methods. We can call these as extension methods. We have written here extension method. So extension method you need to define in a static class only. The class whatever you declare is going to be static class. A static class is again a special kind of class. The class cannot be instantiated. You cannot create here a object for the static class. A static class object cannot be created, but you can write few helper methods. So those methods can be extended to existing class, types, or they can be working as some kind of library for us. Now here I have written a method called as string method, abbreviation method. That is going to be giving you the abbreviation of the given string. When you enter sentence, from the every sentence, very first, when it contains multiple words, from every word it's going to be first character, and like that it's going to retrieve only first character of the given words of the given sentence. Then with those characters it can form a new word and it can return us. So that is nothing but here an abbreviation. Like this we are finding with the existing class itself. With the existing class itself we are trying to do that. So this is called as here a extension method. For the existing classes you can create your own method. Like that you can be extending it. So this feature is available with the C#. This you don't find with other languages. Only the C# you can find. You have a particular class there. It is containing some functionality, but when you feel it's not sufficient, the functionality is not sufficient. So in such cases, you can define your own functionality. That functionality time being you can attach to the given type. Only in your application, the functionality will be available. Tomorrow you take some other application, there if you try to find out abbreviation with string, it's not possible. Only in this current application, it is available for us. When you go to other application, definitely it will not be available. So reason, there you don't find any definition for the extension method. Because of that, it's not available here. But only in the current application, you can use such extension methods. For defining extension method, we use here, first of all, a static class. In the static class, you need to have a static method, public static string abbreviation. Here, you need to use this keyword. This string S1, when you put, this will be associated with the string type. With string type, it will be associated. So we use here this keyword. With the help of that, we can make the extension method. Following this one. Yes, we cannot create any object for static class.
Okay.
Because it's not instantiable, it's only just library. You can make library you can use. Library is different, object is different. Library is basically made for creating such objects or creating any kind of functionality, getting kind of functionality. For that we use library. Okay, so here the object is going to be having certain states, you can perform certain operations. In the case of library, you need to use it with something else. But objects, they can be processing their own data. So that way you have the difference between the objects and library. For making library, you can use actually the static classes. And here we have written an abbreviation method. With the help of that, we are trying to find out the given strings abbreviation. In the current class, in the current project, it can work with any string data. This is going to be working with any string data in the current application. If you go to another application, definitely it cannot work. Reason, we don't have this definition. This string extensions we don't find there. Similarly, you don't find any the abbreviation method. Because of that, it will not be available in the other applications. Mansoor, getting this point?
Yes. So we can also use like a on the like in geometry.ca we can use like using string extension like that.
Okay, can you repeat please question?
In the definition, like you use on the top using
Yes.
system dot threading dot task.
No, but it's
right.
not required.
So we can use like that, right?
Yes, it's not required normally because it's going to be working with the current application. It's going to be just working with the current application.
Okay.
If you want to further extend, you need to make a DLL, you need to make a library. That library you have to ship to them. In such case, you can use.
Okay.
You need to
That's
make library,
fine.
then you need to attach library with the new application. Suppose you have a new application, if you want to use same existing methods like extensions, if you want to use, therefore first of all you have to build your own library. Should not be application. There is a difference between application and library. Library is nothing but common set of code that can be used for anything. But when you say application, it has specific purpose. To meet such a requirement only you write application, but library is what generic solutions you have in that you can use with any application. So you must build a library, then you need to share the library with the application. Understood difference? A library and the application. Application when you do, for certain purpose only you do it. To meet certain requirement you make the library, application. But library is what? It's going to be tools, set of tools actually you make. So those tools you can use with any application. This is the difference between an application and a library. In the case of library, you make generic tools, the tools you are going to use with any application. So therefore for that you have to build library, that library you have to use with the concerned application. Now here see, system.txt is nothing but library. Okay, system dot one more thing is what here, IO is the library for us. All these are predefined libraries. We are using them part of our application. In the same way, try to build your own library. That library you associate with the new application. So that way you can be using libraries. I mean you can make this library. Okay, then that library you can attach with any new application. Automatically the extension methods will be available there also. Mahmoud, any questions please?
That's fine. Thank you.
So the application is just a temporary basis, right?
Yes. Because see,
Okay.
string extensions in this only temporary basis. Only in this application I require these features. I don't want to use with every application. I just want to use only in this application. Every application may not require this abbreviation. Only this application is required. In such case I can use. Correct?
Yeah.
That's what. Mahmood understood this concept here, the extension methods? Okay, this extension is basically with the string we have written. It is with the string. Same thing even you can do with the integers also. You can do with the integers, with numbers also you can do. Suppose you create an integer, for that integer, whether the given integer is a prime or not, you can find out. For that purpose, let me write here a new extension method. In the same string extensions only, I am going to write it. Let me write a new extension for that. Write here public, then followed by, here it is static bool. I put like this is prime. I can fill a library like is prime followed by, I put here this int, then number I put like this. So this way I want to make it. Then in this I write bool b or val equal to true, that is. By default I assume the given number is a prime number. Then in the end I write return here b or val. I am going to return this value. Like this, it is written here. Now I need to find out whether the given number is a prime number or not. Okay, so we do this way here. Declare int fact equal to 0. We use int fact equal to 0 in this. Then similarly, we put like this int fact equal to 0. We can use here. Then here, first of all, we use an if condition. If num, right, greater than or equal, less than or equal to 1, here write b or val equal to false. We put like this. B or val equal to false we put here. Int fact equal to 0. Here we put a while loop. While fact less than or equal to, we use here num divided by 2. As long as we take like this, then here inside this write an if condition. If num percent fact equal to 0. Okay, fact equal to not 0. It should be 2 here. I use this as 2. From 2 we are going to start it. Equal to 0. Then we put here, first of all we put here b or val equal to false. Then immediately we break it. We are going to break the loop. Then here try to specify this as fact plus plus. Like this I can be making it. I can make in this way. So now this is going to be working even with the integers. This can work even with the integers. This is the logic. Sometime back we have implemented same thing, whether it's prime or not. Same code I am trying to use here. So in this, the given number is a prime number or not, I want to find out. So this is exactly what with the integers now has to work. If you take an integer, this should be working even with the integers. Try to come to program.cs here now and try to put with the integer. Take here int x equal to say some 37 followed by put here system dot then out dot println console dot write line console dot write line. Here write x dot, we have now extension method is prime available for us. Even with the numbers it's available. Prior to this we did not have it. Is prime, we just put. Okay. So here try to put is prime equal to, we put here argument 1, then followed by, try to use here this one as x, like this we can use. So we are using here extension method with a given number x. X equal to 37 we have taken, and we try to find out whether 37 is a prime number or not. For that purpose, here we define with the integer data this time. So prior to this, it was with a string. We have written abbreviation method. With abbreviation we are working. But in this, it is going to be a prime. Is prime is going to be a new method I am defining. And what type of method this is? This is a static method which is going to return a true or false value. It is going to return a true or false value here. So public static bool is prime. This int num, like this, it is defined here. So if you come to program.cs, we are writing this way. X equal to 37, console.write line, 0 is prime equal to 1, x comma x dot is prime, like this, it is going to be here printing for us. Just try to run. Now what it says, 37 is prime equal to true, it is saying. It's converting given 37 into prime, it's saying 37 is a prime number. Similarly, if I try to use something different here, 24 I take, or I take here something like 25, it should say it as a prime. It should say it's not a prime. It should say false in this. It says 25 prime equal to false. Like this, we have used the extension method. We have written two extension methods and we are using them. One is what? Abbreviation. Other one is prime. So this way we have written two different methods. Abbreviation method and is prime method. Abbreviation is giving the abbreviation of the given sentence, and when you take is prime, it's giving whether the given number is a prime number or not. It's saying by returning true value or false value. Even this is nothing but extension method. So like this, you can define your own methods and that you can extend to the existing types. This is a great feature within the C#. Mahmood, any questions on this, please? Okay. So today what you do, further try to look into extension methods. Try to work more and more, try to create on your own also few extension methods. Further try to look into these extension methods. You can get a lot of information in the net also. Just try to go through that. Okay. Then further tomorrow, after some time I'll be sharing tomorrow what we are going to discuss exactly. Just try to focus on that, but try to discuss please more and more. The discussion actually gives some life to the sessions. So we should discuss more and more, then only things can be sorted out, they can be cleared, that can be perfect learning in fact. Even for me it's a new learning, I can say. So there's a reason I request you to discuss more and more. Yeah. Thank you. We meet tomorrow. I'll be sharing this video after some time, and tomorrow what we discuss after some time I can be sharing. So just when you have time, just go through those things, then try to discuss those again in the tomorrow session. If you have any doubts, please feel free and try to discuss freely.
Thank you.
It's-